How are you feeling, friend? Pretty solid. Oh, Jenny, what's up? I need a TLDR on the hospital thing. Oh, thank you. And I've got a thing to talk about. Okay, how low can I wear this? And this is, okay, never mind. This is exactly as low as I can wear this. So, at TwitchCon, oh my god. Okay, story from my perspective, because Ashley told it fairly well, but from from my POV, Ashley has this, like, health anxiety sort of stuff. Like, she's very, very concerned about stuff going wrong, right? Like, heartbeats too fast. Oh fuck, like this could be something, you know, a little bit of pain somewhere you're not quite sure, like internal pain, you're like, okay, this, you know, she gets very worried about that stuff. And I am the complete polar opposite, where there was, I'd say, about a 4-hour period where I could not breathe right. I didn't have the energy to speak because of the pain. I needed to go to the bathroom so badly, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't like summon the like thing to get, I was laying just flat on my back for about 3 hours or so, and I couldn't do it. And when I realized like I have to, no matter how bad this hurts, I just started crying because I knew how bad it would hurt. Like, I could not move for hours, right? It was absurdly bad. And it was like, I needed to like throw up. It was awful. I think she said like, oh, Finn's sick right now. And people went like, oh no, he has conflu. Dude, I was on fire. Dude, they gave me some like wild ass antibiotics. We had a 10-minute phone call with a doctor. We were in Rotterdam at the time, so we didn't really know how like the healthcare system worked there. We didn't know who to contact, how to contact them, anything, right? So Ashley managed to get someone the next day. I'm skipping around in the story, but I want to say it. Ashley managed to get someone that spoke English that was in our like hotel, like, hey, what the fuck do we do about this? Because he's really quite ill. And I was just like, I was just demanding painkillers, just something like, dude, paracetamol, fucking codeine, please, dude, something that is gonna take this away. Like, I tried everything. Weed was legal in Rotterdam, so I smoked, just something to get rid of the pain, and it was just, I could not do it, and it got so bad I just couldn't move. So ibuprofen is cheap. So is paracetamol. Everything is cheap. I just like all of those like over-the-counter pills are not super expensive. At least they're not in the EU. Is it America? Anyway, but like, is that we couldn't get them. Like, everything was closed. We didn't know how to get them because we're in a completely different country. I was completely out of the picture. I could offer zero help. We had no idea what caused it. But we finally managed to get like a phone call, like an emergency like doctor phone call thing. She was about like 15 minutes late to the phone call. You could have texted, dude, I couldn't do shit. If you were like a friend of mine and you tried to get like a message to me, I did not respond. Like I could not, I didn't have the energy to like text, like nothing. Holding a phone hurt. It made me feel like dizzy, like insane. Maybe it's like Comic-Con. Maybe it's Comic-Con. Maybe it's oh my god, conflu, Jesus. But dude, it was more like a medical emergency that I just kind of, you know, when like you hurt yourself fairly bad and you get a bit freaked out of how bad it hurts, but you know you're not like dying. Like, I'm not scared, you know, like I never felt an impending sense of doom, so it's not really worth it to go to the hospital. And then I did that for 3 days. And on day 3, it felt like I really need to go to the hospital around now. This is quite bad. And, but it was 3 days in. So, like, it was probably over. I've been on antibiotics for a few days. So there's no point in going to the hospital because it's going to be over soon. And then it was, and I was fine. So I didn't go. But it kept happening for like a week. I'd get like one day and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm fixed. It didn't happen for a day. And then like at night, randomly, like a few hours of just the worst pain I've had for a while. Oh, there was a moment in bed when we'd like managed to get back to England that like I thought it would passed. I thought it had passed because I was doing my course of antibiotics, and was it back pain? It was everything pain. It was like my eyes hurt, my head hurt, my like stomach hurt, my back hurt, my like all my joints really hurt. I think the most fucked up thing is when your eyes hurt because you can't even rub it. Like you can't even, like the back of my eyes hurt, which is awful. So like, anyway, yeah, we were in Brighton. I had a genuine a thing that I said to Ashley was like I was having this thing and I couldn't talk for about like 10 minutes or so because it was just bad. And she went like we're in England now. Like she was like, we need to go to the ER. Like we're going. And I said like no, it's fine. This is not the worst pain I've ever been in. And that was my that was my reason for not going. And I was fine, dude. I was chill. If it's not the worst thing I've ever experienced, then I've lived through the worst thing I've ever experienced. I'll live through this. It's fine. You've had worse. The gallbladder thing was so bad. That was Ooh, I get migraines like that. Dude, I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. I must be the only person on earth that's ever experienced it. I mean, in the Netherlands, you can walk into any GP office for emergencies. I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk. Also, it was midnight. Like, it was after, like, the convention. And for some reason, everything shuts in the Netherlands. And also, we didn't speak the language or knew what to Google. Like, we're in a completely different country. We didn't know where you'd go, what to do. Like, I get it. With hindsight, easy. But when you're, like, the most noise that came out of me was, like, a puking sound, then no, there's no chance I'm getting I'm getting to the hospital. I'm not thinking right. Ashley's not thinking right. Like, very, very bad. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay. Next time, get some medical attention. Figure out preventative measures. Happens again. Fine. It's fine, dude. I changed my diet for a bit. I stopped having like fatty foods for a while because it could have been like a pancreatic problem. And if it was a pancreatic problem, then I might, pancreatic issues are pretty bad. And like, if I'd have kept like a bad diet up during that, I could have given myself like some wild ass permanent damage. So I didn't want to fuck with that one. You need a balanced diet, not just femboy kibble. No, dude, femboy kibble's great. The balanced diet, the femboy kibble is great for that not happening. The reason why that happened was a bunch of like fatty foods, like fried foods, oils, mixed with like alcohol, because it's TwitchCon. We go hard. But I went real soft, to be honest with you. The most drinks I had in one night was about three shots over the course of like maybe 4-5 hours. So not bad. No, I guess fastest 3 hours or so. So nothing crazy, because I knew I didn't want to drink heavily. So I had to be up next days and everything. Almost sounds like a period. Periods don't. Oh, dude. I mean, fuck. I don't know, dude. If that's what a period's like, you're just in a constant state of either like agony or puking for a week, like unable to speak or move or sit up. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I definitely couldn't have gone to work. Sounds like a period. Okay. I promise I'm not overhyping how bad it was. It was pretty bad. But could be a blood issue. That'd explain a lot. I don't know. Oh, dude, the doctor we called a doctor finally. And they gave me a prescription for, they gave Ashley a prescription to pick it up for me. Never spoke a word to me. Didn't ask what medications I was on. Didn't ask if I was on any other medication. Didn't ask anything about my health prior. Nothing. And then they gave like a course of antibiotics and an anti-nausea medication. And if you took the anti-nausea medication and the antibiotic at the same time, it would really fuck you up. There's a lady who had experience of gallstones giving birth and getting shot who said gallstones hurt the worst. The gallstone hurt. That was by far the worst pain that I've ever felt in my entire life. I think also I was worried that I'd need like surgery. And I was not into the idea of getting surgery, Was that a licensed doctor? Or the prescription checked out, so I guess.